What up, YouTube? This your boy Crypto Rootz, and I got Mo Crypto Game for your asses. Today, I want to talk about open source and what is open source, especially when it comes to software development, and applying those same concepts anywhere in society. And let's get into it. So, what is open source? Open source is when I always compare it to this. It's the opposite of a patent. Generally speaking, don't critique me. This is when I'm explaining this to new people, and I ask people, what is a patent? And they're like, oh, when you come up with an idea and then you get like legal paperwork or something to say that that's your idea and that idea belongs to you. Then I say, what happens when someone else tries to steal your idea? They say, well, we can sue them. And so that's kind of how things been going for, I don't know how long, especially in the software business. Patents and all that shit is grimy. But what ended up happening was those ideas were being stifled. You know what I'm saying? Things were being too centralized. The ideas couldn't flow, and you had less quality product in the end. And what ended up happening somewhere in the underground software community was people were open sourcing their ideas, which is basically sharing it with the world. Not necessarily even trying to profit off of it, but just sharing their ideas. Say, hey, I created this. If anybody sees any errors, if anybody sees any bugs, feel free to let me know. Feel free to change it yourself. Even if you take the idea, make something of it or your own. You know what I'm saying? So that became, ironically, you would think people that would destroy people like, companies and profits and everything. But what ended up happening, it ended up creating better software because you opened it to the access of many different minds 24/7 around the clock. And if people liked your idea, then they helped develop it. They even gave you credit for it, or someone else took your idea and made something better than it, So and with that, there's no harm, no foul in open source because you're not necessarily trying to profit from it, directly or indirectly. I don't know. It all depends. There's different forms of how you want to open up your idea. But when it comes to that, GitHub is the place, or the go-to place, or the portfolio place of software developers. GITHUB, GitHub, and that's where you post your code. It's like, think of it as just like, I don't know, like a social media platforms for software developers, where you post your code. People can look at your code. People can see the changes you've made to your code, different versions. People can spot out bugs, So, and that creates more robust, more stronger code, which creates a better product in the end. And that's what Bitcoin is. The code is open source, so you can take Bitcoin's code and you can branch it and you can make your own, and that's called a hard fork. And a lot of altcoins are forks off Bitcoin, or a fork off Bitcoin. So when it comes to the other day, me and Crypto Malala, we saw that this spot was all overgrown. I don't know if you can see it. You see all these trees? You see all of them? Right? This was all overgrown, homie. Like, this was all overgrown. And me as a farmer, my background in farming, I walked by this and I was like, yo, these plants need love, homie. Like, hardcore love, And she didn't even really know what I was talking about. And she was like, what's wrong? And I started going to work, not to impress her or impress anybody, but to care for the plants. That people planted these trees, and what happens is there's not enough energy. I just want to get it back. There's not enough energy maintaining something. There's a lot of energy put into this area of trees, and I could walk down, I don't want to slip, but there's nothing but trees on this hillside, and all along the hillside, about maybe 3 acres worth of trees planted, but no one was weeding. And I don't blame the people that work here. I blame society for not caring enough to come to the botanical garden and contribute or volunteer their effort and energy. And so, I got to work because my background is I care for nature. And so I started working, and I started teaching her how to weeds and understanding the importance of knowing your weeds and how to pull certain weeds and the different aspects of what weeds does to try to take over your plants. I mean, it's funny. It's kind of hilarious, however you want to put it. But we were getting sunlight, we were getting some dirt in our nails, and we were saving trees. And we can only save so much. We saved about maybe 20, 25, and that was it. And I said, that's all we can do. We can only contribute a little bit. We'll come back next year and we'll weed some more. And you know, and so about 3 or 4 days later, I'm coming around and I can see that this whole spot is weeded. This whole spot all cleared out. All cleared out. I'm like, yo, you see that? No weeds, no weeds, no weeds. They piled the weeds right there, no weeds. So I was really impressed, and my heart, you know what I'm saying, was just so grateful. Heart was so grateful. We were so grateful that someone else cared and other people cared enough to take care of these plants that were put there for a reason. And I want to go back to energy being passed on. I told her, yo, as long as we put in a little bit of energy, it'll spark more energy. Because the only reason I was taking care of the plants is because someone took the time to put the plants there. So you got to understand how, like, this is a form of open sourcing where you put it out there for everybody, and those who care the most will volunteer, those who care the most will maintain it, and share your ideas, man. Why you don't got to be stingy? You don't got to hold shit for yourself all the time. You can profit yourself too. Like, there's ways to make money without selling everything out, you know? And it's just a new system we're in. So don't feel like once you got an idea, you know what I'm saying, just get the right people to develop it, create a system, and then share it with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Share, open source your thoughts, open source your ideas. It'll only make society better, society stronger. Put effort and energy to taking care of nature, and it'll inspire more people. Take care of your health. It'll inspire more people. And, you know, get that crypto game from Crypto Rootz, Crypto Mentorship. All right, peace. Take it easy.